stranger stood up during my wedding toast and asked to speak, because she was the reason the groom and I had ever met in the first place. I froze at the head table, my new husband's hand tightening around mine as a woman neither of us had invited walked calmly to the front of the room, microphone already extended toward her by a confused best man who assumed she was a planned surprise guest. She apologized immediately for the intrusion, visibly nervous, before explaining herself quickly to a room full of 200 stunned wedding guests. 3 years earlier, she said, she'd been engaged to my husband. Their wedding had fallen apart just 8 weeks before the date, her choice entirely, after she realized during premarital counseling that she wasn't truly ready for marriage at all, to anyone, regardless of how much she cared about him. She told the devastated version of him, gently but firmly, that he deserved someone who'd chosen him with absolute certainty, not someone still working through her own fears about commitment. He'd been shattered at the time, understandably. What none of us knew, she explained, was that in the weeks following their broken engagement, still processing his own grief, he'd started attending a grief and life transitions support group she'd actually recommended to him herself, feeling responsible for the pain she'd caused and wanting to make sure he had somewhere safe to process it. I joined that exact same support group 8 months later, after my own father passed away suddenly, looking for somewhere to process a completely different kind of loss. We'd met in that circle of folding chairs, two strangers grieving different things entirely, and slowly fallen in love over the following year. Here's the twist that turned a shocking interruption into the most unexpectedly moving moment of my entire wedding. She hadn't crashed the wedding out of jealousy or unresolved feelings at all. She'd found out about it through a mutual friend and asked, nervously, if she could come specifically to say something she felt genuinely needed saying out loud, in front of everyone who loved us. She told the room that ending their engagement had been the hardest, most terrifying decision of her life, made with absolutely no guarantee it would lead anywhere good for either of them. But watching the two of us, 3 years later, radiating a kind of certainty and joy she said she'd never actually felt with him herself, told her everything she needed to know. That heartbreak, the one that felt like the end of the world at the time, had actually been the exact thing that led him to the group, and the group that led him to me. She raised her glass, hand still shaking slightly, and said the truest thing anyone said that entire night. Sometimes the person who breaks your heart is quietly doing you the biggest favor of your life. I just wanted you both to know I finally understand that too. The room, completely silent moments earlier, erupted into applause. My husband cried openly, for the first time I'd ever seen at that point in our relationship. We invited her to stay for the reception. She danced with us both that night, an unlikely guest of honor nobody had planned for and everybody ended up talking about for years afterward. We still send her a Christmas card every year. She's engaged now herself, to someone she says she chose this time with absolute certainty. Some wedding crashers show up to take something. She showed up to give us something instead. Closure, gratitude, and proof that the wrong ending sometimes writes the right beginning.